And new episode of the Bronzecast. I'm going to be your host, Trombone, and for your convenience, there's going to be some timestamps down into the description script. I don't know. That's me trying to be hip. I'm not really good at it. Anyway, there's a couple things that I want to talk about. Big bullet points. First is going to be the world's group stage, because that's what's happening in League right now. Obviously, it's something that we should really talk about. And the next is probably solo queue and the end of season grind, what's going on in bronze, and some questions I have and some points I want to bring up. But let's cover the group stage because it's a lot less passive aggressive and more of actual real League community stuff. First, I want to talk about the Giveaway Marines. A fantastic team coming in groups. They really kind of shocked the world at MSI. They brought a lot of different kinds of styles and they brought it aggressively. They were the first team to really go out and get it, and I think it brought a lot of inspiration to the League community as a whole. Watching international events, it brought a little spice before Korea wins the whole thing. So I mean, it's kind of cool. They came in, and it looks like they were read right through for teams that were elite at the end of this year. Like Longzhu read right through their strategies. They had good strategies. It's almost like they tried too much and they theory crafted so much. They didn't have time enough to develop like a full play style. And I think that's what got them in the end. Regardless, there was still some really cool first 5 minutes from a lot of those games. A lot of things that make a lot of sense when you break it down, but didn't quite work because they were against the world's best. Cheese and solo queue, maybe, I guess. Not solo queue. But if you're playing with friends and you really want to cheese, I'm sure it could probably work in bronze. Again, really entertaining. Looked like it was a lot of fun. Gigabyte Marines just brought a whole new level of spirit to that group. Unfortunately, Rip Immortals, they didn't make it, but they were definitely not the better team. Do I think Fnatic was, though? I don't know. I think they deserve to get where they are. They got to the quarterfinals and they did it convincingly-ish. They won the games they needed to. They came out clutch after a long day, and they adapted. That's what best of fives are. And, you know, regardless of whether their week one performance sucked or their first game, I think it was against Longzhu even, sucked, they did win 4 games in a row and ended up making to the quarters. That's a lot of stamina, and that's what it takes to be in the quarters. Do I think they're going to be ASKT or RNG? Can't remember. I just think they're going to lose. But it's a hell of a run, and they deserve to be where they're at. Quit hating. Gigabyte Marines touched on Fnatic a little bit because it was... God. 4 straight games to get into the quarters. It was incredible. It was fantastic. Anyway, I do want to take a touch. I want to talk about TSM because they're always hyped up every year to be like the team that's going to go to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the finals. Maybe they might take the whole thing, and that's Double's goal, and that's why he's there. So where do they fall apart? I think where they fall apart in this world is really that they didn't develop their own style. They worked so hard throughout the season, and they were telling people throughout the season, yeah, we're just going to think of all the different kind of metas, and we're going to adapt for them, and we're going to prepare for them, and that's where we're going to really go at it. And it didn't pan out for them at all. I think what it came down to is they practiced so much, they didn't have their own identity. And if you watch Travis Gafford's interview of Reginald, he kind of has the same thoughts on it. And it's really insightful into TSM. So they try so hard, but the way they're going about it is wrong. And I think, and I hate to say it, but this is super relatable to bronze because you all want to get better. We all want to get better. But the way that we approach it and the way that we want to climb is the wrong way. We're not here to learn. We're just here to win. We're just here for the elo. If you're not here to win or to learn, you're not going to go very far. And when you get where you want to go, you're going to fail. You need to approach it very from a learner's mindset. We want to be better at this game at an international level. If you take a hit domestically, then so be it. I mean, maybe you don't finish first. Maybe you come out the second seed. Heaven forbid you give up your first place in North America. You have so many banners, it doesn't matter anymore. So now it's time for you to focus. Think about the international playstyle that you want to bring to the table, something that you think you can perform at a very high level, because you have the skilled players to do it. Now you have to develop that, bring it here. If it doesn't work domestically, again, that's okay, because not everything that you practice domestically is going to translate. That's just the way it is. So you need to develop a style. Think of a play style, develop it, and learn it. Learn it until you can't learn anything else, and then learn some. Because when you think you haven't learned nearly enough, then you're just starting. When you think you've learned it all, you're still just starting. That's... If you're mechanically good at these games, if you've been playing these games for a long time, and I know I'm switching back and forth between you and TSM, because there's a lot of valuable insight into both of these. If you come in and you're just intrinsically good at this game because you've been PC gaming your entire life, that's fine, that's great. But if you're still in bronze, then you're not intrinsically good. There's something that's missing. Me, I started PC gaming on League of Legends like a year ago. I can't go out and be like, oh yeah, of course, I should be silver or gold by now, because I can't. You have to learn, you have to be better. And you have to want to be better. So you have to develop what's you. You have to develop a play style, find out what's fun for you, what you like to play. TSM, again, learn a play style that's good for you, that you can execute at a very high level, and bring it all. Because when the time comes, if you don't bring it, you're not going to go anywhere. So that's my little TSM you in bronze rant. It kind of fits really nice together. I like it. It's kind of beautiful. I made it up on the spot, but you know, that's kind of what the show's all about. Turning on the camera, talking what I'm feeling, you know what I mean? Also, what a fan means. Like, come on. All right, so Doublelift apologizes after this. He gets kicked out of group stages. He's like, sorry to all my fans. And people are like ripping Doublelift, TSM, the management, the Haunser, fucking Svenskeren. Everyone's getting ripped a new one. Guys, these people put so much time and energy into being a professional player. I don't think you realize, like, this is beyond a 40-hour-a-week job. This isn't your 9 to 5. This is your 7 a.m. to freaking 9 p.m. every day for an entire season. These people don't go out and fail just to spite you. Just because, oh, they're supporting me, I'm going to lose in the games that matter. That's not how this works. And that's not how it works to be a fan. If you are a fan of an organization, you need to pick an organization that you can follow, and one that you can be a fan of in the highest highs and the lowest lows. And unfortunately with TSM, that comes with bragging rights at the end of every season, but a little bit of humble pie when Worlds comes around, or when MSI comes around, because that's just part of being a TSM fan right now. And you can hope and you can wish that the team will get better and make the right decisions to get to where they want. You can bitch to your friends about how, oh man, Svenskeren blew it all and Doublelift didn't nearly flash enough in the times that he needed to. But you can't tell that to people that have put more time into this game than you have ever dreamt of putting into it. It's more than a game to them. They've put their lives into it, and they do work their hardest to get where they are. So when you death threat or whatever the hell, if you think that's motivation, first of all, you're wrong. You need to fucking wise up and mature a little, because that is not what supporting a team means. It's not. If you support a team, you got to support them, again, highest highs, lowest lows, and you've got to stand by them. That's part of the deal. That's part of the deal. If you don't like it, then you be a fan of another team. Okay, because Your voice, as little as it is, does matter, but it doesn't matter in the ways that you think. If you think death threats and weird passive-aggressive things that you tweet at your favorite players are okay and are a way to change what you don't like, you're wrong. The only way that you're going to see change is doing it. You be a fan or don't. If you're not, if enough people leave being TSM fans because TSM lose at Worlds, they'll change. They have to. Better or worse, they will change. And that might be a team you like, and it might be a team you don't. But they will change. So that's kind of my what being a fan means. I was really irritated at the level of privilege some people think they have because they support a team, and they don't have it. They don't deserve it. I don't know why they think they deserve it. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, if you're a fan of the Green Bay Packers because you live in Wisconsin and that's great, you got to go with it from when they do a Super Bowl to when Aaron Rodgers goes out with collarbone injury. It's the same thing. You support them. You hope they can do the best that they can. And if they fail you repeatedly and that really gets to you, stop supporting them. It's hard, but it's that simple. I know it's a little bit of an oxymoron, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, that was really sad. I wanted to talk about Longzhu and SKT. TLDR. SKT looked a little weak. Longzhu also had some weaknesses that they looked like they could be exploited, but SKT looked like a much weaker team than Longzhu. I still fully expect SKT to make to the finals. I don't fully. There's like a 90% certainty. There's a 10% that someone's going to knock them out along the way, and I think it's going to be RNG. But we'll see. Longzhu are probably going to make it to the finals. They look like a really strong, really adaptive team right now, and I think that they have what it takes to go through 3 best-of-5s and come out on top as world champions. Hopefully. I mean, I'm really, I hate to say it, but sick of SKT winning. And I think this is the year that Longzhu can bring about that change. So that's TLDR. Longzhu looks really good. SKT also looks really good, but a little less good. So that's Korean teams for you. Now for the fun stuff, I guess. Solo queue and end of season grind. So I've been, grinding like crazy. I lost my glasses. I haven't shaved. I've been up nights watching Worlds and playing League. But I've been grinding, and there's a lot more things that I've learned. The importance of breaks. Take them. That I wish that was a longer topic, but take mini breaks. They do a lot for your mentality. It helps you de-stress. It helps you de-tilt. If you just take a little bit of time away from every game, and you're just like, all right, new game. If you can at least do that with your head, you don't have to physically step away from your computer. But if you can do that without, that's what you need to do before every game. Breaks do a world of difference. I know you're thinking, oh man, I gotta get as many games in as little time as possible. That's not how this works. This game in climbing is dependent on win streaks. So if you can take like a 5-minute break and come back and win again, rather than win 1, lose 1, where you'd be back at 0, now you won 2 and you're up 40. So win streaks, breaks, interchangeable, really important. Get your mind state right, and then you will climb. Again, that goes along with learning. After you've learned the playstyle that you like and you're executing that, you'll end up where you deserve. And it might be just shy of what you thought, but you know, you'll keep improving. That's the beauty of something so complex, is that you're always learning and you're always improving. Now it's time to get serious with y'all though. Time to get real serious. Stop playing Morgana, for God's sakes, please. Actually though, I've played so many games with a Morgana support, and they never hit a Q. Ever. Or maybe they hit 1 and they're like, where's my honor at, dough? And it's like, nah fam. I really support my supports if they're decent and nice human beings. If they are neither, or maybe one of those things, and someone way outperformed them, I will honor the person that way outperformed them. If you put me behind in lane because you picked Morgana, I expect a Morgana player to hit like 80% of their Qs. I'm sorry, that's maybe too high for me, but then play a champion that's not so skill shot reliant. If you want to play someone like Morgana, maybe you're doing it for the shield, play Janna. Then you can build Ardent Censer on that. It's going to buff your ADC. Not to mention, you're going to have more peel. Your shield it doesn't spell shield, but it's going to block a lot more damage. It's going to let your ADC get in the position that they need to be in. And then they can turn around and do more damage if you got that Ardent Censer. Boom. If you're doing it for the shield, Janna. If you're doing it for that Q that you can never seem to hit, then go... There's got to be better support. If you want to hit skill shots and you want to be impactful, play Alistar. Boom. You just walk up and you Q. Boom. It's like a mini skill shot. Because you got this area around you. So you put yourself there and then you knock them out. Boom. It's like the same as a root, except just a little bit shorter. If you want to playmaking support, play something like Bard. Play something like... Again, Alistar, Braum. There are so many playmaking supports that you can make that are better than Morgana. Morgana is crap tier support, and she's so dependent on her Q. If you can't hit her Q, do not play Morgana. If you can hit her Q, find a champion that's better than Morgana and play Morgana. She's so bad. She's so bad. And it's not worth it, especially if you can't hit those Qs. But if you can, it's still really not that worth it. Morgana is not worth it, I guess is what it comes down to. Serious topic. Do not play Morgana, please. Please, I just want to win. And then where are the tanks? Again, I've said this so much, and it's more of a real thing for me now. I've thought about it, and I'm like, man, why aren't there tanks? Why aren't there tanks? They're so good right now. It's because people don't think they can carry on tanks. And I didn't think I could carry on tanks. Until I played Ornn, surprisingly. Again, post patch 720, because that's where he's relevant. But playing Ornn, I survived a Teemo top lane. I built an Abyssal Mask. Didn't have to deal with the Teemo the rest of the game. It was fantastic. Then I just built armor for the rest of the team and for the on-hit Teemo that he was building. And that game, I ended up doing really well. It got like a triple kill in the first team fight. It was a CC monster and enabled my team greatly. Tanks have a lot more impact than you think. They're not as glorious as a pentakill, but they're fantastic. They're fantastic, and you will win more games if you play more tanks. And surprisingly, if you want to play a tank that has a lot of impact and has a lot of kill pressure, just play Mundo. Because for some reason, that guy is broken right now. Not really, but like, our elo can't play against it. I can't play against it. If you just fucking focus the damage dealer and you beeline it for that person every time, you will outsustain the damage from the rest of the team and you will melt that person. And then you will have made the impact. You will have won that game. Again, on a tank. And it might not be a pentakill. It might just be a single kill. But you have won your team that game. Tanks. They're actually good. Like, actually really good. Please play them. Stop playing assassins, because you can't play assassins. We're all in bronze because we're not that good, especially mechanically. So assassins take high mechanical skill. Don't play assassins. Wow, this was really ranty. Again, I just wanted to talk about everything. I guess I got out what I wanted to. It was ranty and passive aggressive without being too bad. I mean, there's alternatives and there's ways to get what you want and get it better. And I guess that's what I wanted to do, and I kind of accomplished that. So yeah. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. This is a really off series for me. Like I said, I just like turning on the camera and talking about what's going on, whether it's what's going on in the league, whether what's going on in solo queue, a little bit of both. It's like the dive, but with a bronze player, you know what I mean? So that's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you all so much for watching. If you actually do watch this, tell me what you think Tell me what you want covered. Tell me if you want me to visit the subreddit more often and find topics there and kind of expand on that. I think I might try to do that every now and again. But mainly this series just comes out when I'm feeling like there's a lot that I want to talk about going on in League. In group stage and my solo queue grind seem to match up. So that seems to be the episode. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, thank you again. Like, kudos. Boom, 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 boom. Now I sound like the president. Shit. Anyway, if you liked it, thank you. Please subscribe if you do enjoy it. Just for the fact that it's an easier way to get my videos on your feed faster. And you don't have to search them. Every time they come out, you get them right on your feed. Boom. So that's the advantages of subbing. Other than that, thank you so much, and until my next video, have a good one.